Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to learn about EBS volumes, Elastic Block Storage in AWS. This is one of the most important concepts when we are working with the EC2 instance. Okay, so here EBS volume is like a virtual hard disk that you can attach to an EC2 instance. So by default, every EC2 instance will get a like root EBS volumes. This stores the operating system. So but here if you terminate the EC2 instance, that root volume and all data will be deleted. That's why we are going to create custom EBS volumes. These are independent of the instance, and you can detach them from one EC2 and attach that to another one also. Most importantly, your data remains safe even if the EC2 instance is terminated. Okay, so in this video we will cover a step by step process by launching EC2 instance and creating and attaching the EBS volumes like that. So currently I don't have any volumes. I'm just going to launch EC2 instance. Give the name of the server here. Okay, so I'm just giving server A, and here I'm selecting Amazon Linux 2. This comes under free tier. Next, select instance type as T2 micro. Okay, so if you have any existing key, you can select that, or else you can create new one. It's not an issue. So, and then next comes to networking settings. I'm just using all the default networks only. If you want, you can create custom networks also. Okay, if you observe here in the storage section, notice AWS already attached a root volume that is default, which comes under 8 GB. Okay, so I just launched one EC2 instance. Now we have one EC2 instance with its root volume. Here I am going to create the custom EBS volume. So for the most of the workloads, we are going to choose GP3 for more cost effective, and it is good for balanced for boot volumes, etc. So you can see the size of the range also, minimum and maximum. So here we need 8 to 10 GB for testing purpose. Okay, you can increase later also, but it's not shrink. And here I'm just going to select 10 GB, and input output, like it is used for to read and write the speed on GP3. Default it's 3000. You can scale up to 16,000. Okay, and then here EBS volume is logged with the single availability zone only. Here I'm just using US East 1A, so that it should be need to be matched out to the instance availability zone. Okay, and then just create the volume. Once it is created, you can see that two volumes. One is EBS root volume and one is which was created by you. Okay, so here we do have two volumes. So a newly created volume, and just go and attach to the EC2 instance. Okay, by selecting that one. I'm just selected 10 GIB, and I'm just attaching this to running EC2 instance. Okay, give the device name here. Okay, I'm just giving /dev/stg. Okay, and create the volume. Once try to connect with the server. Okay, just click on connect. Wait for 2 minutes, it's establishing the connection. Okay, so just give the command lsblk, it will list all the block devices. So if you see here, first xvda is like 8 GB disk. This is the root volumes that AWS automatically created, right? So when you launched an EC2 instance, size is 8 GB, and this type is disk. It means like it's complete virtual disk. So inside this disk there are some partitions, like smaller sections that holds the OS and boot information. Okay, so Here XVDA is the main part of hard drive of our EC2 instance, and XVDA1 is like 8 GB. It's a part of mounted on root. This is the primary partition of XVDA. So mounted on root directory. This is where your Linux operating system and user files are stored. Okay, and the next XVDA127, it is like a tiny partition, 1 MB created automatically by the system, usually reserved for bootloaders. We don't use it directly, it's just required by the OS. Okay, and then XVDA128 is mounted on slash boot slash EFI. Okay, so it stores all the boot configuration files required for starting the EC2 instance. Without this, your Linux machine wouldn't know how to start the OS. Windows has something similar to similar called boot partition, right? So like that. XVDG is like this is your custom EBS volume that manually created and attached. Size is 10 GB. The type is also disk, and if you notice here, there is no partitions is attached and no mount point also. Okay, so before using this, you must need to first format it. It means that we need to create file system and then we need to mount it. So for that, we need to use the command sudo mkfs-t ext4/dev/xvdg. So it makes that make a file system, like it formats a new raw disk to usable file system. Okay, so formatting, it will prepares the disk so Linux knows how to store the data. Okay, and after that we need to after that when the volume is ready to use, we need to create a mount point. For that, use the command sudo mkdir/data. Okay, so mkdir is nothing but it will make the directory, and the slash data is the folder where you want to access the EBS volume. Okay, Linux does not use drive letters like D in Windows. Every disk will be mounted on directory path. So next we need to mount the volume with the command sudo mount/dev/xvdg/data with the space. Okay, so mount means it will connect the volume to the directory so Linux can use it. Okay, with the target folder. So now everything will be written into the slash data, which is physically stored on the EBS volume. Okay, so without mounting, the disk is attached but it is invisible to Linux one. Okay, verify the mount right now by using of df-h command. So here df is nothing but disk free. It will show all the mounted file systems. H is nothing but human readable format. You can see the output here. Okay, so it will show the space and used space and how much it is available still, and you can see the where it was mounted. Okay, so I'm just going to store some data into this by using of echo. Okay, just give the command echo hello from my EBS volume. Okay, I'm just going to store inside the slash data. Once you have created the file, just check with cat and file name. It will display the file content. Okay, so this will ensure that the data is actually written into the new EBS volume. I just terminated the running EC2 instance. Okay, so the root volume XVDA will be the it will delete. and the custom EBS volume will remains intact in your account, and your data inside that slash data also will be the safe. Just go and verify the volumes. You can just able to see the custom volume only. I'm just going to launch another EC2 instance. Okay, make sure that it while creating the EC2 instance, it should be same as like your custom EBS volume availability zone, because the EBS volumes are tied to single availability zone. You can attach them to EC2 instance in the same availability zone. Okay, so here I'm just using all the default networks, and I'm just creating EC2 instance. If you need, you can cross check the availability zone also before creating the another EC2. Okay, here I'm just cross checking for you. Go to EC2 and volumes. Here I'm using US East 1A availability zone. It should be matched to the our custom EBS volume. Okay, so it is also same US East 1A. Okay, and then launch EC2 instance by verifying all the details. So once you have launched the EC2 instance, go to the volumes and select that custom EBS volume and attach that volume to our running EC2 instance. Okay, so give here slash dev slash sdg and attach the volume. Okay, and once you have attached the volume, you can see here there are two volumes. One is root volume. This is provided by our running EC2 instance, and one is your old 10G custom volume. Okay, so now go and connect to EC2 instance. Now we need to mount the old volume to our newly created EC2 instance. Okay, if you see that by checking with the lsblk command, our old volume xvdg is like not mounted on anything, so still it is an unmounted. We just need to mount it by using of sudo mkdir slash data command. Okay, so just give that command sudo mkdir slash data, and then we need to mount. Okay, so for that please give the command sudo mount space slash dev slash xvdg space slash data. Okay, so and then you can check your old data is existed or not by using of cat and file name. Okay, so I'm just checking here cat slash data slash test.txt. See here, I can able to find my data, right? Hello from my EBS volume. So this confirms your data is survived even if the old EC2 instance was terminated. Okay, so I hope this video is helpful for you all. Please like, share and subscribe for more AWS and DevOps videos. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye.